So we're here for your finals match. It's going to be Bentley, who you saw win against Terry with that silly Shedinja team, versus Giovanni Costa, who has his Dustman Cosmo team. I have nothing silly to say about this. I can't give him more ammo to use against me at this point in my life.
It's alright.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously the thing we've got to worry about here is how are you going to stop Ben's Shedinja?
Yeah, well, we know that Gio's got the Talon Flame and the Gengar, so those are going to be definitely the two that he wants to keep alive. He actually also has Incineroar, and Sunsteel Strike will be able to break through abilities, so that is a possibility. So Giovanni's actually got the best matchup today, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Gio actually does have like the best chances out of everybody here. So Ben's just got really bad luck in terms of this. I mean, honestly, then I think if you're Gio, you just play the way that you usually do, right? So now it's just a matter of weather wars and how do you handle having your Kyogre be out on the field all the time, because I think Talonflame is actually still a really good matchup here because you've got a lot of Pokemon on Ben's side who don't really take well to something like Brave Bird or like a Flyme EMZ, right? Yeah. You have the ability to set up Tailwind as you need to. I think this might be the first time we see Ditto.
I think so. Really I think so. Maybe get a I'm trying to think the double Kyogre would be good here. For Ben's side, with the exception of facing Ludicolo, but that's where you have something like Venusaur or your own Ludicolo to kind of counter that. So,
or you just bring in your double restricted and your double your like Swift Swim and your Chlorophyll.
Yeah, and just switch in accordingly.
Yeah. And like you leave behind Shedinja and Ditto, because I think honestly when you look at it, Gio does have the best sort of matchup against that Shedinja. And I think if you're Ben, you're not going to risk something like that.
I don't think he's going to do anything like that either. I think let's see.
Either way, I told Miguel I get to keep the trophy, right? So
he's shaking his head yes.
It's totally fine.
We're gonna see Giovanni go for Ludicolo Talonflame here, and Ben gonna go for Groudon Ludicolo. So
I mean,
double Ludicolo.
Yeah, and like you've got two fake outs here, and so what's gonna be really interesting is, do you choose now to kind of go for the I think you can still set up Tailwind here, because Tailwind's a really good idea, right? I mean, the thing about Tailwind is that it'll guarantee that your Ludicolo is faster once you bring in Kyogre.
I'm just thinking about the fake out, but either way, then Talonflame would still be the fastest on the field the turn after, so I think that Tailwind's gonna pretty much come out.
Well, I mean, if you fake out into the Talonflame and you don't like watch out for that, I mean, you're gonna fake out the Ludicolo on here because you don't want to lose that Gillings. Or you just go for the V move. That's
all right,
cool too.
Let's do it. Let's see. We also know that Giovanni outsped with the Ludicolo, so his Ludicolo is a bit faster, or it's a speed time. And with this Zeke move, this is gonna. We know this is pretty much gonna target Ludicolo. I would be surprised if it targets Groudon, but I wouldn't hold it against him. I think it's a decent move. Yeah.
Ben's didn't go for fake out. I don't think, because we didn't see the text that said it flinched. So. So there's that. I think he kind of knew he was going to lose that, right? But Stone Edge manages to connect onto Talonflame. So there's one counter to Shedinja possibly gone and out. But this kind of brings you the opportunity to bring in Kyogre as you need to, and then take care of whatever Ben's going to have to switch out. And if Ben did decide to bring Shedinja, which honestly at this point I'm not. I just don't know why he wouldn't.
We could see Ben doing it, maybe just because of this scenario right here where Giovanni has that double water type. They can't hit Shedinja, and there it is. There it is.
But then you can always take care of everything else on Ben's side, right? Because Ben's going to have to figure out just how one Pokemon to take care of everything else on Gio's side. And I think if you're Gio and you're understanding this, you brought in Dustman Cosmo in the back.
Yeah. Well, Ben has to switch out and protect his Groudon. I think that's kind of...
And then we're going to get a Kyogre switching into that spot.
I'm expecting that as well.
Either that or... So I think what you have... There's a reason to not Water Spout and then Grass Knot into probably the... into the Groudon spot.
So we are going to see that Groudon swap, and it is going to go into... Actually, Ditto! So now Ditto... Well, it is a Kyogre. It's of some sort.
It's still a Kyogre, yeah.
Also, I'm so happy to see Ditto because one of my favorites. But Giovanni going to swap out his own Kyogre, now going into that Dusk main Necrozma there.
I wonder if he Grass Knotted into that spot still. He did.
He did!
Does it do it based off of the Kyogre's weight, or does it do it off Ditto's? Oh, it's definitely Kyogre.
It's 100% Kyogre's.
I just answered my own question.
And we see the Life Orb once again.
So you know what you do here? You cry because you've got the unless you have Protect on Shedinja, which I actually wasn't paying attention to last match. I was off getting some water.
It could be.
So what happens now is this Dustin Necrozma goes for, what is it, Sunsteel Strike? Yeah, you knock that out. You go for...
Oh, it does stay... Well, thanks to Focus Sash, though.
Yeah, but like... So what, you go after the Groudon?
Yeah.
You double down the Groudon unless Groudon has like Protect or something.
The only thing I'm expecting Precipice Blades.
Actually, I'm expecting Necrozma to switch out. I'm expecting Necrozma to switch out for
I don't know. Yeah.
Kyogre.
I think Groudon actually Ben still might have a shot here because of the rain, but there's that rain gone.
Because
so.
the way Geo plays is he's going to guarantee himself that win condition. He's not going to lose or give Necrozma unnecessary damage, especially now that there's 2 Pokemon on the field that can do super effective damage to it, right? Ludicolo, yeah.
Ludicolo going to get that Protect up, so it is going to survive the turn. So that does allow a free hit from Ben's side, but he does get that Precipice Blades out. And it will hit the Kyogre, so the bad stream luck hasn't hit yet. Actually does a lot of damage on that Kyogre. Shadow Claw also targeting Kyogre. That might actually knock it out. Not quite, but you do have Shadow Sneak.
So what's really nice here, though, is because now Groudon is going to be forced to kind of protect itself here. And Ludicolo is going to be able to at least do something, right? It's going to be able to take out the Groudon if it needs to, go either for the Hydro Pump or for the Grass Knot, whichever. I think you would go for Hydro Pump here. But Duskmane or Cosmo can come in. Even if you get rid of the Focus Sash, you can double down into it for those next 2 turns.
Now,
right? As long as you get rid of Groudon this turn.
What if Ben actually ends up... So I think...
Shadow Sneak.
No Shadow Sneak or no Protect on Groudon, and that Grass Knot's going to get rid of it, so...
Ben.
Now it's just down to the Shedinja here. We see the Life Orb, and Scald not going to do anything, so... Maybe expecting a swap, I don't know, or targeting... He wants Ludicolo out. At this point, it's going to be Shedinja versus Duskmane Necrozma, so I think it's going to really come down to if Ben can knock out these Necrozma.
If he gets a critical hit on the Duskmane Necrozma, I think he might be okay. The problem is...
he needs maybe a double crit, because Necrozma...
It's really bulky.
It depends on the
way that
speed
this happens, Necrozma is going to be slower.
Okay, so we know right off the bat Shadow Claw. That means Shedinja's faster. It needs a crit.
There's nothing.
But
yeah.
Weakness policy. It doesn't. Yeah, at this point.
You go Sunsteel Strike and.
Yeah. Well, that was the first Sunsteel Strike. We are gonna have to go for one more turn if it's sashed, or when the sash activates, I should say. I think at this point you just need to hope for a Shadow Claw crit, and I don't think that's
even
enough.
With a crit, it's not gonna be enough.
It might be if it's the highest roll and crit, but that's about.
It's still going to hang on with like a sliver of HP.
Yeah.
I think here Kyogre's just going to be like, I'm just going to float and support my teammate, and that's about it.
Well, there's a Scald.
What's really nice, though, is that, like, Geo's not showing any other moves, right? If you're going to just show Scald, just might as well go for Scald. Like,
was that a crit? It was a crit anyway.
We were even talking about the crit. The crit doesn't matter at this point, like... Yeah, that does mean a Cosmo to be able to get rid of it. You're gonna need a bunch of chip damage on it, and I think Geo seeing that was understanding. I love seeing that go from 0 and red. It's just
instant.
Yeah, I mean.
And there you go. So Geo is gonna take the first game.
Yeah, and now if you're Ben, just gotta be like, okay, well, you really have to take out the Duskmane or Cosmo because Duskmane or Cosmo is kind of terrifying if you're looking at it on Ben's side, right? So
I'm looking at mainly I think the biggest threats for Ben, Duskmane Necrozma and Ludicolo, yeah. Because those 2 things really put, when you look at the team, Ludicolo is able to get rid of their Restricted Legends, Duskmane Necrozma is able to get rid of the other 2 Pokemon, whatever he brings in. So
I will also say though, I think that if you're Ben, I think you need to be a little bit more scared of the Talonflame, right? Because Talonflame being able to get that kind of free fly EMZ into Ludicolo and getting rid of a huge counter on Ben's side, that was something I think he let go too easily. So I also think that letting the Ditto go down to the Grass Knot from the Ludicolo was also kind of interesting to see there. I mean, I think it wouldn't be surprising to see the same 4 Pokemon from Geo.
Yeah. I think Geo is going to definitely go for the same 4, but I think we're going to see...
I think Ben's going to leave Shedinja and Ditto behind this time.
I think Shedinja maybe stays, I don't know, on that slot, but I think he needs to bring in both Groudon and Kyogre, and Ludicolo.
I think the problem here is that, like, with Ben, he's been able to kind of get away with battling people who, you know, don't really have the best ways of kind of taking care of that Shedinja, whereas Geo has so many options of being able to stop that from happening.
It's
and
just
Ben,
his water types.
Well, and, like, Ben has to be able to, like, devote more resources into taking care of those counters, right? And with something like Duskmane Necrozma, which is a lot bulkier than things like Incineroar, it's a little bit harder and more difficult. So, like, even with a critical hit, like we saw that, you know, it wasn't enough to knock it out.
The only thing now, though, I keep going back and forth in my head, at least with Venusaur versus Shedinja, and I think there's pros and cons of both of them. So I'm excited to see what Ben brings out in that regard because it depends. Giovanni's got that Kyogre he can bring in and kind of shut down the Chlorophyll boost. Shedinja is threatened by so much, so both of them have equal pros and cons. But Ludicolo, Talonflame going to lead once again. While we see for Ben's side,
same thing.
The Groudon Ludicolo again, yeah. I'm a bit surprised we didn't see Kyogre, though. I thought we were going to see Kyogre Ludicolo lead.
No, I think that's fair because then you've got the priority Z, and then you've got damage that you know it's going to happen from the Grass Knot. So I think this is an okay lead still for Ben, or it's kind of like the only lead you have, right?
Yeah.
So then it's a matter of is Ben actually going to try to win a quote unquote speed tie between the Ludicolos because you don't actually know if Ben's Ludicolo is faster, slower, or speed time than Geo's.
Yeah.
And we saw like last game he didn't go for that fake out, I don't think. So
now we know it's we see that speed tie, or I'm sorry, with that fake out there. Tailwind is going to come out from the Talonflame slot, but now Groudon gets to move, and we saw the Stone Edge from the last round. It's going to hit again, and Talonflame's down. But they do have the speed advantage here, GS side.
Yeah, I think here we wouldn't be remiss to see Kyogre switch back in and go for a Water Spout because the Rain Boost and then the fact that you are going to be faster because of Tailwind. All right, never mind. I just ate my words. Never mind. Ignore that.
Does Giovanni have Kyogre then? Because I was for sure expecting that as well. Either way, I think that Ben...
I think he's going to expect a switch out from... I wonder if he doesn't want to risk... No, because he already has Tailwind up, so there's no reason to like not worry about Switch Flame.
Maybe the Shedinja is threatening him because he can't hit it with Water Spout, and if he goes for that, then the Ludicolo would get very minor damage.
This would be weird.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
Thanks for ruining everything that I thought you were going to do, Gio.
But Gio, actually, Duscmina Crozman is threatened by Groudon. Obviously, you are going to be a bit faster in the Tailwind, but still, Precipice Blades is going to deal a massive amount. I think Giovanni's was able to knock it out with a Grass Knot, though. And we see now Venusaur, so Venusaur is going to be that kind of fourth slot. Oh, okay, Venusaur Shedinja. We see the Grass Knot target the Venusaur, who's fast in the thanks to the Chlorophyll there.
If he Sunsteel Strikes into that, I would have that would have been insane. Oh, was he Photon
Geyser onto the Venusaur slot.
Oh man, that's rough.
Gonna knock it out. That was a good call by Gio, and Venusaur is gone.
I want to see. Okay, so the thing is, I think there was no reason to like not double down into that spot, right? Because Ludicolo doesn't threaten a lot of damage onto his side of the field. That Groudon's a lot more scary, and whatever Groudon switches out into, if it was that Kyogre, would have taken Grass Knot damage, and Photon Geyser would have doubled down into it, right? So like right here, I mean, Shedinja's gonna go after that Decimator Cross, but the only problem is if you do that, like there's definitely a lot of things that like Ben has to kind of consider when you're going after this Decimator Cross. So you either activate Weakness Policy and you try to go for the Precipice Blades. I think if you double down into Decimator Cosma, I think if you're Geo, you either protect it or you switch it out. Like this is the moment you protect Decimator Cosma, right? Because you don't want it to get hit.
The only thing I'm really thinking is Giovanni though. Also Ludicolo's got Life Orb, so
and like
we've seen that knock out Groudon before, and I think that's going to be a huge play here.
So yeah.
I don't know. I think Giovanni's definitely in the better spot at the moment, despite losing. Both of them have one Pokemon less. Giovanni's still. He's got the Tailwind too.
Yeah, I think Gio's gonna. Oh God.
Ally Switch.
Did you? Okay, he's popping off. Why is he doing this? Gio's popping off.
There's the Grass Knot. It does hit the Groudon touch after the Ally Switch, and it is gonna knock out.
That you're bullying a 16-year-old, Gio. I hope you feel good about yourself.
Photon Geyser is gonna connect with the Shedinja too.
Yeah, I just it's such a
Wow.
Well, yep.
I think that's it. I think it's good. It's Ludicolo. Yeah, there's really nothing. It's Giovanni's game at this point. Unless Ben is able to pull this out somehow. I don't see how, but
you know what's really funny? I was joking with Ben before this match. I was like, "You're gonna get gate capped by whoever wins between Riley and Gio."
Of course.
So,
of course.
Yeah, I mean, the cross protecting here is kind of expected because you don't want it to take damage unnecessarily, right? Especially because of that fake out. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, but like, it's just there's like no point in taking unnecessary damage.
Grass Knot coming out from Gio's side onto Ben's Ludicolo, and it does still a good amount of damage thanks to the Life Orb. Tailwind is gone, so now we're back to a bit of equal in that regards. But I think also Ben kind of messed himself up with the sun, because at this point, Hydro Pump Shadow Claw might have done enough where Necrozma could have gotten Shadow Sneaked out.
And I think that's part of the reason why we're not seeing the last Pokemon on Geoside, which I guarantee you is like that Kyogre.
Oh, I bet so.
And like the reason is like unless you get rid of that Ludicolo, you don't want to give your opponent that kind of boost as well, right?
Okay, but we are going to see some sort of water attack. It's going to be Ben's Ludicolo's Water MZ. It is in the sun, which is not going to do too much.
I think it's going to target down into that Necrozma.
Oh yeah, I think
because you're going to want to double down into it.
There's a Hydro Vortex. Oh!
Nice.
What?
Oh, Ben's just giving up.
Ben's done.
Or he misclicked.
It could be.
Either Ben's giving up or he misclicked. It's one of those two.
I'm going to guess that misclick there. Because I think if Hydro Vortex crit, it actually would have done enough where the Shadow Claw would have knocked out, and then if Giovanni had just the Kyogre.
I feel like...
Yeah,
I feel like waiting. I think banking on a crit and Z-move is also kind of really tough.
I mean, it was really Ben's only option, it feels like, because you had to crit the Z move. You had to crit the Z move, and then the Shadow Claw would have done it. And then if Giovanni's last Pokemon is Kyogre, he would have actually taken the match because there's nothing Giovanni could have done.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like still banking on like a Z-move critical hit is like so rare to happen, right?
I mean, it is your only option though.
Yeah. So.
And that's gonna do it. That confirms it.
Decimated Necrozma acting like a big cat and squashing some bugs. So, I mean, good job to Ben for getting it this time. Ben earned Moon CP on the last Moon. I am so proud of you, Ben. Good job. So, Geo won, but.
And that's it.
He's bullying a 16-year-old. Can't really be happy for him for that. So, yeah, you know. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us for our last Moon Series event. Or do I have to present it to Geo? Really? Geo, get over here. God. I think I said the trophy. I told you no matter what happens, the trophy was gonna be mine, right? Like,
there you go.
Here's your quote-unquote trophy. Like, I don't know if you guys can see this.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now just go win a regional.
Nah.
You can walk into frame if you would like.
Sure.
There you go. Who's on in here?
Sure.
Yeah. So. How does it feel bullying a 16-year-old for this trophy?
Pretty good.
Oh
Gosh.
Oh my God. Congrats on getting your Worlds invite.
Yes.
Thank you very, very much. I just needed to get top 8, but better to just go all the way. So, yeah.
So we won't see you at any Ultra Series stuff. NorCal,
I'll be in NorCal. Maybe I'll play a game.
We'll see you at Worlds.
Yeah, I'll see me at Worlds. So.
It's always good to get some practice in.
God,
not if you're.
That grass not read. It took every bit of like, all right, he's gonna do this. I'm 100%.
Oh no, we were joking about it earlier when he was playing Terry. We were like, Ben's gonna ally switch, right? Because that's something Ben would definitely 100%.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I was like, it has to have ally switch. I'm
Yeah,
like 1,000% sure.
It's a Gen 3 Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's like one of the best Pokemon.
Oh,
I know, it's actually really fun to watch.
Anyways, so we will see you guys for our first Ultra Series PC April 13th. Don't forget to register for Daytona, guys. It is coming up the 3rd week of April, so April 19th, 20th, and 21st. And Berlin is going to be the last week of April, so a lot of Ultra Series events coming out. As always, follow Pokemon Labs, give him a shout out, let him know how much we love him and how much we appreciate the SoCal scene, at least.
No worries.
Yell at Geo for bullying a 16-year-old. That's about it.
Can we yell at the 16-year-old for bringing the Shayninja?
Huh?
Can we yell at the 16-year-old for bringing the Shayninja?
No, he's 16. He's not fully developed. He's like not fully developed mentally yet. So he can't be mean.
Jesus.
I love that. Okay.
We do. We love our
Oh
Tony.
my God, I feel bad now.
You feel bad now for being mean to him?
No, you being mean to me.
I'm not mean to Ben.
No. Yeah, no, of course not.
Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us tonight. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
See you later.